Howard, thanks for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Joel.
Well, I always like to start at the very beginning. Where did the Bellamy Brothers start out?
Well, the Bellamy Brothers started out in a small ranching community in Florida called Darby. Matter of fact, that's where I am today. Dave and me were both born and raised here, and it's been in our family actually since 1870. So it's an old historic ranch that our great-grandfather was injured in the Civil War, and after the war he came down and bought this place, and it's been in our family ever since.
What about music? Has music been in the family at all?
Well, it has our entire life. Our dad was, like I say, was a cattle rancher, and every weekend he always had his friends over, and they'd drink a little moonshine and play a little music. And that's kind of how we were brought up, and then we'd go to church on Sundays. So that's the way it was.
Yeah, so music was well and truly around you. Growing up, did you have any musical heroes?
Oh yes, some of the first music we ever played with our father as kids was old Jimmy Rogers songs.
Yeah,
some of the first things I ever remember learning. So I always was very fond of Jimmy Rogers music, and of course, you know, being raised in the 60s and 70s, growing up in that era, you were exposed to so many kinds of music. So it was, it was a great time for different styles of music to rub off on you.
Do you remember a point, Howard, where you and David sat down and thought to yourselves, you know, we'll make our life music?
I don't think we ever made that definite decision. I don't. It seems like in our case that you know, we never played music for thinking about it as a career. We just played it because we enjoyed. We had a passion for it. It was our father had the same passion, even though he was just a rancher and just played music to enjoy it. There's the same way we approached it, and you know, but we started writing songs at an early age and had always played together, and it just evolved, and you know, opportunities opened up, and you know, we pursued it as the opportunities opened up. But I don't think we ever really had a grand plan. I would like to say we did, but been flying by the seat of our pants for our entire career.
Making it up as you go along, eh? A lot of people do that, yeah.
Yeah, we kind of playing by ear, and you know, that's kind of the way life is, really, because it seems like when you make plans, they never happen anyway. Yeah,
that's true, isn't it? Tell us about you. Was there a particular big break that the Bellamy Brothers got?
Well, I think you know, one big break was David wrote a song called "Spiders and Snakes." I don't know if you ever heard of it down under, but
yeah,
it was a huge record for an artist here in the States called Jim Stafford. It sold about 3 million singles, and he actually recorded it by accident. The producers and all had rejected it, and Jim Stafford had seen the title of the song on a cassette, a demo that we had done, and he liked the title because he was kind of a tongue-in-cheek artist, and he liked the title and recorded it and went on to be a huge hit, and that opened up a lot of doors for us and we moved out to Los Angeles after that and pursued our career, and things kind of unfolded for us. But we ran into Neil Diamond's band and became friends and started doing demos with those guys, and they actually ended up on the session with us. That was Neil's band, basically, that played on Let Your Love Flow. So we met a lot of the right people at the right time, I think.
Well, I remember when Mary Lou said, "You want to walk me home from school?" And I said, "Yes, I do." She said, "I don't have to go right home, honey. I would kind of like to be lonesome if you would." I said, "Me too." And so we took a stroll, wound up down by the swimming hole, and said, do what you want to do. I got silly and I found a frog in the water by a hollow log, and I shook it at her and I said, this frog's for you. I don't like spiders and snakes, and that ain't what it takes to love me.
And Howard, your most famous hit is, of course, Let Your Love Flow. How did you come to record it?
Well, as a matter of fact, Neil's drummer, Dennis St. John, we've been working together and kicking around together in Los Angeles, and one night he came over and brought the demo. Neil's roadie wrote this song, Larry Williams, and Dennis came over with the demo and said, it sounds like something you guys would do. And of course we freaked out, thought it was the best song we'd ever heard at that time, and had to con our record label into recording it. They really weren't, they didn't hear it. It had been recorded before by a couple of people and didn't hit, and but we finagled our way and got it recorded, and you know, it was just unbelievable how fast the song took off. It ended up being a #1 song in like 15 countries, and it seemed like it happened so fast, even though we had been working at, you know, recording for a long time and having bands for years and that sort of thing. It seemed like when that right song came along, it just was unbelievable.
How do you feel about the song now, 30 years on? I mean, it's obviously synonymous with the Bellamy Brothers name. A lot of people that have that one massive hit, they look back on it and they sort of, they're not as proud of it as some of their other work, and although that's the one that they may be, I guess, remembered for.
I can't say that with Let Your Love Flow. It seems, you know, the song it's remained as fresh as the day I heard it. It's just one of those songs that always inspires and enlightens people when we play it still to this day. This year it became in the top 100 songs of the century in airplay here in the States, and it was number 64, I believe it was, as of all times, or in the top 100 anyway. And it, you know, I think it's played close to 6 million spins now. So it's unbelievable. It's been in movies, it's been in commercials, it's been in so many things, and still it has remained fresh somehow. And you know, I honestly have never gotten tired of that song, and we owe it our entire career.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moon.
And Howard, the song If I Said You Have a Beautiful Body, Would You Hold It Against Me, it was a massive country hit. What was the story behind that one?
You know, that we had actually, growing up, we heard our crazy uncles, and we had a really warped kind of family sense of humor, and still do, I guess. And we heard a lot of unusual sayings here in the South growing up, and as we got older and became, you know, songwriters and singers, that title surfaced as you know, one that would make a really great song. So that's where that came from, and of course, you know, having a title and writing a melody and the right lyric around it is another thing. That song always was still. It's interesting to me how it's a fairly humorous song, but it has a beautiful melody. So it's a weird combination of things.
Yeah, that's true. It's a brilliant title, a brilliant song, that's for sure. And of course, a real country standard, isn't it?
It is. It went on to be a huge international song for us as well. It was the song of the year in the UK. It was you know, a #1 song for us here in the States, and I guess one of the great things happened to us with that song a couple of years ago. We re-recorded with Dolly Parton, and that was more fun than the original recording.
If I said you have a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? If I swore you were an angel, would you treat me like the devil tonight?
The 1980s, it was certainly a busy period for you as well, a string of country hits. I guess a real time of consolidation in your career as well.
It was, it was I guess, the peak in our career when we were having all the big chart records here in the States. We had I think we had a run of like 14 number ones and like 35 top 10 records, and it was a great run, and luckily we've had the kind of songs that we still to this day we do about 160 shows a year, 175 shows a year or so. Our songs have had a long life, and we've been able to still tour constantly over the years, and so it's really been a great ride. We still don't give up. We have a song out now. We still think we have that big hit left in us. We haven't get up the fact that we're possibly over the hill. We feel like we're still writing and recording some interesting music now, and we have a new anthology album out that is doing quite well. We have a new release off of that on a song called "Heart of My Heart" that is doing quite well here, and so who knows? Maybe we'll stir the pot again.
Howard, about 175 shows a year. How do you keep up the energy? It must be a busy life.
Well, energy is the thing you really search for at this point in life. Paid dearly for energy, but lucky we've been lucky in that we've never lost the passion for the music, and I think as long as that holds up and the fans keep coming, and we've been fairly healthy considering the mileage we have on us.
Yeah.
And I think we've toured around. We figured we've been in around 60 countries now. We've done shows over the years, and so the mileage is high, but the passion's still there, and Lord's willing, the energy will come for sometime anyway. Who knows? But as long as we can, we're going to keep doing it.
Any plans to come to our part of the world in the not too distant future?
Oh, gee, it's not saying it because I'm talking to an Aussie, but we love Australia. We've toured I think 3 times over our career, and it's one of our favorite places to come to. It's a magical country, it really is, and we have to go one more time because my wife's never been down, and she threatens me if I don't take her to Australia. So.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's hope that we do see you in Australia in the not too distant future. And good luck finding that other one big hit that you're striving for. It's been a remarkable career that you and David have had. Congratulations, and thank you very much for your time, Howard. We'll continue to fly the flag in Australia for the Bellamy Brothers.
Well, thank you, Joel. It was a pleasure.
Girl, I know you gotta go, and all the love I have can't hold you here, but there's one thing that I know. I will hold your memory close, my dear, and should you